Some days when I feel pretty bad about playing the game, I just choose to pick up a proactive deck and just, play it a bit. And if I end up losing a lot, then I just stop playing the game. But thankfully, that wasn't the case with mono red. It does feel like the more I play this deck, the more I'm realizing that this really has a solid position in the metagame. It's very strong, specifically on Magic the Gathering Arena in Mythic, just because the player base is split between different formats, and it can't always find players that are at the top of Mythic, where your rank is at. So sometimes you're going to be facing a lot of players that are in the percentages, even if you're in top whatever number in Mythic, and you're going to end up playing a lot against tier 3 decks, and you can lose against tier 3 with certain lists. But there are proactive decks like mono red where that isn't really the case, where the strategy, the proactive strategy, is so powerful that it kind of ignores whatever your opponent is doing. And that's really strong when you consider the fact that you want to climb ladder, right? You want to win as many matches as possible, and when you eliminate those variables in the tier 3 decks, it allows you to consistently win more than with another deck, let's say a more reactive deck. Like while Grixis is kind of proactive in a way, I don't really know if I have an example of like a deck that would suffer. Actually, Grixis doesn't have that much of a proactive plan. It is still a slightly more reactive deck. It relies more on specific things happening, but it still has a strong potential proactive game plan. I'm talking more along the lines of like Esper and mono red, Esper Legends and mono red, that really push your opponent quickly. The speed matters a lot because you don't give your opponent time to go into like the greedier routes of their game plan potentially. But yeah, anyways, I just want to say this deck is good. I made one change. We're still at 24 lands. I feel like it's quite good. The change I made was because I was struggling to decide whether I needed to add a land because I was not hitting Raiju consistently on turn 4, because you can't on 24 mana. And even on 25, it's not that good. So what I came to the conclusion with is that I wanted a card that was not a Raiju that also has some value on turn 4. And there's the perfect card for that in standard, and it's Shivan Devastator. Shivan Devastator that already has insane synergy with Raiju because it puts +1/+1 counters on itself instead of having a base power and toughness. And it's really flexible. And on turn 4, you're getting a 3/3 haste, which is not that much weaker than Raiju. It is weaker on turn 4 in most cases, I would say. But in some cases where the board is locked, where you don't have attacks on the ground, Shivan Devastator being a flyer is massive. And Shivan Devastator having more value the later the game goes on is also massive. And it also has value in the early game too. So it's a card that overall, while it may be less powerful in certain scenarios, in the majority of situations, it will be better if you have a Devastator in hand, just because the flexibility is so crucial, because you can't always hit that 4 mana. And yeah, so I decided to cut a Raiju because there were some matches where I had 2 or 3 Raiju in hand and I was stuck on 3 mana. And it is so frustrating because usually as mono red, you don't need that much more to win the game. You just need a little bit more. You need to push a little bit harder. You need to play something. In passing turn is like a death sentence with this deck. So that's why I have another Devastator. Essentially, we went the long way to get to that. I might consider another Devastator because I have another one on the board already. So that's 3 total. But I have not touched anything else about the deck. It feels really solid. I'm really happy with Furnished Punisher in the main deck. It feels fantastic. It's really good at punishing Greed Lords. Although some decks are playing more basics, it's still a really good card. And I find that it is more impactful than Squee on average, just because you can be on the draw as well. And I feel like on the draw, a 3/3 menace with an immediate effect is more powerful than a potential 2/2 haste that can't attack because their opponent has a 3/3. So the setup is better when you're playing a Furnace Punisher. It's better overall in a majority of situations. Same thing. It's adding consistency to the deck instead of like pure blowout potential on the play. And I like that. It's really good. I'm super happy with the two Murexes. They've been fantastic. I'm really happy with the Foundries. I've not had many color problems. I have had a few like mana count problems, like the amount of lands I'm drawing is not satisfactory sometimes, but hey, it's not a huge deal. I think there might be a little bit of movement to be done in the sideboard, as in like I kind of feel like I want a fourth strangle because the card is so fantastic in this metagame, but I'm not sure what I would cut. I think I would lean towards Rebel Salvo being a strangle, but I haven't played enough of this deck, although I have a really, really insane record with it. I don't know. I'm really happy with the Defiler, I think, as well. It's really good in the mirror. Everything else I'm happy with. I don't know how I feel about the squeeze specifically. I feel like it's still good to have two. Like I'm not unhappy about it. Don't know if there's better. Probably not, honestly. But yeah, this deck is solid. I feel like it's really close to the perfect version of it that I want. Like it's pretty much reaching the end of where I want it to be at. I don't really think there's that much innovation to be done past this point. But hey, that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed the matches, and I hope you're also maybe enjoying monoR yourself. Oh, no, that's not bad. No Commander though, and I'm on the draw. Oh, never mind. Okay. Maybe mono red was the answer after all. Good matchup too. Whatever this is. At least I hope so. It might be absent humans though. Yeah, it's humans. Okay. Oh, they have protection. What? What am I playing against? Good news is Punisher is really good against Greed Lords. Yeah. It's annoying. That is a stalemate. Could wait. Wonder if I have to wait. Probably. I think my goal is to go for double Raiju stack, so I have to start with Punisher. That's kind of annoying, but okay, that's pretty good. So I can that's pretty good. So I can do this into this. And then what? The question is, do I play this? I think so, because I don't see myself having the time to actually channel that. I think next turn is my attack. Yeah, next turn is definitely my attack, so I should play it. Oh wait, oh no, I should not have played that. I just realized something I did not consider this. Is the +1/+1 I don't want on the Raiju, actually. So I would have played the 1-drop, give the +1/+1 to the 1-drop. No, that's hopefully it doesn't matter, but it could be relevant. Could be relevant, could also be fine. I think I'm still in a good spot. Maybe I find another 1-drop, like a chick would be good. Okay, that's not good. I could have, yeah. I had a feeling I should not have played. That was just like, since I knew it was attacking next turn, I felt like, or I thought I was attacking next turn. If I drew a one mana spell, I would have wanted to cast. I would definitely want to cast it, right? But now I kind of screwed myself. So let's assume that they do block both of these. I have to wait. Even in case they have something too, I have to wait. It's good to wait. I'm the one dealing 2 damage per turn. Next turn, I get another attacker, and then I get another attacker. Just have to hope they don't find like some burst card draw or something. Yikes. Definitely a huge misplay. I played that terribly. I was also not expecting removal against a legendary deck for the most part, so everything just kind of put a wrench in my plans. But this should be good to go either way. But yeah, I played that really poorly. But it's good. It's actually very impressive that Furnace Punisher stopped Shield Red from really popping off. It's really clutch. Strangle looking good. I do think Play with Fire has to go. And I don't think Bolt is that good, but Salvo... Also, Flyers are looking really good against them, so... Actually, Raiju, I would say Raiju not looking good at all, really. Not too happy with the idea. A lot of 3/3s. I have to guess what else they have in the deck, right? I have a feeling Swift Spear is not going to be very good. It'll be okay. Like, I won't cut all of it, but I do think I would rather have like 2 more bolts or something to stabilize the early game. Just in case I get run over. Glissa as well. This deals with Glissa. No, Squee on the draw is definitely not it. Alright, sure. Why not? I do need lands, but hopefully being on the draw helps with that a little bit. Stacked hand, but I need at least 1 more mana. Okay. Oh, I don't want to cast that, but at the same time, like, I don't want to cast it, but I also kind of want to cast it. I think I'll go with this, because next turn, if I do find the land, I would Elder Dragon Ward anyways. But I really, really want to hold on to this, because it's going to be huge value in this matchup. Ooh. Why would they keep that? Shield Red? Glissa. Glissa with protection, I gotcha. That makes sense, but it's not going to work, because I have so much spot removal. That's not something you can actually afford to do against mono red because they have such mana efficiency that you should just... I think for the most part you should try to slam if you don't have tempo advantage, which they didn't. They didn't play 2-drop, so I feel like they were kind of pigeon-held into playing that. Okay, they don't have anything, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Now, I mean, we're still in a good spot, yeah. Alright, good. It's good that I finally am playing a deck that can punish all the random Greed Lords. Nice. I know Kumano, but we've got a curve. And imagine if this was second Raiju, I would not be too happy about that. It's so insanely polarizing knowing that your Kumano opening hands are so much better than everything else. It does feel kind of bad. That's not something I should worry about. And being on the draw is a massive advantage for this matchup, although I could have had a Kumano here. Okay, that is A little bit annoying. Okay, good. Main thing is add lane, I guess. If add lane comes down, could be in a little bit of a pickle, but I still have follow-ups that are decent, I guess. I could have also not attacked to play around that lane, but yeah, the downside is too high, I think, for not attacking. That is actually kind of annoying. I should trade that. I'm not comfortable leaving that in the battlefield. It's probably the only way they can stabilize is holding onto the Seraph, so I should present enough damage where they don't feel comfortable taking the damage. And I don't want the initiate to grow either. Okay, that is annoying, but whatever. I'll try not to take this trade, but who knows. Ouch. I might lose to lifelinker. That's huge. That's a huge swing. Ooh. It's another really annoying situation. Ooh, okay. That's really good. Although, since they played another one, I'm not too happy about the situation still, but the good news is it does give me an attack with the Swift Spear. This is an attack, alright. At this point, it's my best bet, I think. I have to reach with the chick, probably. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it's good that they got no value off of that initiate because they were on the draw. The difference between play draw is just massive. That is kind of annoying. I feel like I should play this. Mana efficiency. I don't have anything to get back, but the swing still does 4 damage. Now there is a problem. Wait, what? There is an issue in that they get a free attack with Adlane and they get free power from Adlane. But I have to dish this damage out now. Oh, what I could have done. I think this is smarter, actually. I think not attacking with Swift Spear is actually good. Maybe not, though, because I have Chick. Yeah, it's so... I don't know. Because it's kind of smart to be able to... Ooh. To block the token, but oh man. That's rough. That's best case scenario for them. That's a loss for me, I think. Really unlucky. So much lifelink. Such good draws for them, too. It's still going. Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Maybe I have a chance then. They totally threw that, but... Fortunately, I did not get what I wanted there. That's not terrible, though. That might... No. I was gonna say that might save me, but actually it might. It might. That was pretty good. I'm still so far from winning, though. Okay, the good news, they're not lifelinking. That's just so lucky for me, but they're on Wandering, I guess. I mean, Wandering screws me anyway, so I should not play around Wandering. I should have blocked the Switch here. Oh, it's one off because I drew a dud there. Um, I guess the good news is that I get a very good trade off of this. I also get a bad trade off of this, but oh no, they have to block. Okay, it's actually not bad. They can't get a good trade off of this. No, they can, but I either get a really good trade or I get a good trade plus like they can't afford to block a Kumano because I have the 3 damage from here, right? Which would be 5, yeah. So they managed to lose this. Which is lucky for me, but their deck is really, really good against mono red. On paper they win this matchup very easily, I think. Well, not necessarily. Let's say I also could have found, another spell, and then these adversaries would have been useful. So I drew well, but I could have drawn a tiny bit better, I would say. Utilize my top decks a little more. But we managed to get there, thankfully. But this looks like a nightmare for me. I'm not really sure. This is gonna be a tough one. Dealing with Adeline, first of all, is difficult. Very difficult. And they also have Spagation that I cannot deal with. At this point, I kind of have to hope they're also playing things like Cathar. That way I can catch it. I can catch the Cathar. I think Furnace Punisher is still a good card in this matchup. The Menace, I think, is relevant. Though it is just a 3/3. It's either I play Punisher or I play Rebel Salvo to play around Adeline even harder. Swift Spear. I think Swift Spear gets outscaled way too fast, but maybe one Raiju. Raiju gets blocked so easily though, especially against this thing. It's a tough one. It really is. Their creatures have a lot of text or a lot of keywords that are relevant, like flying, lifelink, vigilance. The toughness scales really fast with Adeline. Well, Adeline on base level being 4 is pretty tough. This can either go terribly for me or extremely well. I draw land, basically. Even then, I think this is a bad hand. I have no removal. Hitting double one lander is really unlucky. I would have kept this otherwise. I could still try to keep it, but with a colorless land, this hand's trash. Okay. Well, it is what it is, I guess. Very unlucky. I don't think Swiss Sphere does anything in this hand, so I'm gonna do this. I need good cards individually at this point because I'm gonna mulligan the 5. But yeah, this is just unfortunate. Today I've hit like 5 one land opening hands in like 2 matches. crazy. I need a removal spell, that's why I hard mulliganed. It's looking like a loss. Maybe Elder Dragon War can get me back into this if they don't have anything. I hope they have a bunch of removal spells, that would be ideal. That's fine. Okay, it's not doomed. It's definitely not doomed. But I do have to get rid of this now. Otherwise that scales way too fast. So I have a chance because I drew my reversal card, the Elder Dragon War. I just have to hope that they play even harder into it, or that they just have a bunch of removal spells in hand. But that's pretty rough that I have to get exiled here. So as long as they... Oh, it's good they attack with Scrub. Oh my goodness, it's so lucky. But it's so lucky, but at the same time they also drew Thalia, which they didn't have previously. And that sucks. I don't want to use a bolt on that, but I don't think I have a choice. I can't guarantee a draw next turn. Land draw next turn, otherwise I would not do that. And if that's their best play, I'm assuming they don't have access to anything that's above 2 toughness, I would say. If that was their best play last turn. Oh, never mind. Well, there's no way I'm ever being that anyways. Okay, wow, their deck is extremely anti-mono red. Really unfortunate. Which means I have to go fast. Very fast. It's a good way to bypass the indicator. Raiju's is so weak, I think. Alright, I have to dodge Vindicator. I can't believe they're just playing a bunch of planes in Vindicator. So they have 0 special lands. It's just the best possible version of mono white against mono red. Well, from a 1-lander to 4-lander, I'm not too happy about that, but... There's not much I can do about it. I really need a creature though. But I can't scry either. Oh, let's go. Big. If I didn't get started there, I think we could have been in big trouble. But now the initiate itself is not really a problem since I have a removal spell. I hope I draw something good here. No, okay. Pretty interesting. Because I don't think Play with Fire is the play here. I have to use my mana better than that. I think they'll take the trade too. So guess it's okay. That's fine, thankfully. Okay, it's good they're not buffing that too. Pretty fortunate. That's a decent draw. I'm not happy about that actually, but... The difference between attacking and not is irrelevant, I think. All right, we are in trouble, but so unfortunate. All right, now I have to build a huge board state. It's a good enough swing. Ooh, that's really good actually. So I definitely hold my board here. Go for the swing next turn. Oh, come on. Well, I guess it's not too bad. Vigilance. It's just they're dealing damage to me. As long as it's not lifelink. I don't know if this is probably not lethal, but maybe. So I can deal 3. And then they can block. So there's no way they can block this, right? Bam, bam. They would die. So this is unblockable, so I can always buff this. I think this is lethal. I have to go for it anyways. Let's just hope it is. But I don't think they have a way of blocking this. Because then I get guaranteed 6 damage, so... The Raiju was pretty clutch there with the... It's good that I had a Siobhan Devastator that automatically has counters on it to add that damage, and it's really good that I drew the adversary that gives itself counter. So even in this horrible matchup, I still managed to pull through. That's the power of mono red. No matter how the odds are stacked against you, you still have a way. There's always a way. Kumano. You know I like that. So mono white again. This time probably mid-range. I do think this matchup is fine. Oh. Flash shoulders? Control? There's no way there's control in best of 1, right? Best of 3, I mean. But it would be interesting because they're on the play, so... Oh, that's annoying. It's annoying, but it's hitting my 1-drop. Oh. Can't say it's like a huge problem or anything. Wow, okay. I need something. Otherwise, okay. I was gonna say, if I don't hit something there, I think we just kind of lose. Against control, if you stop putting the pressure on them, they will win. And since they're on the play, they automatically have like a lot less pressure on them. Not a great situation at all. They had answers to my early game. They had a sweeper. I don't have Sweet in the main deck. And they're playing around Furnace Punisher already. I just have to hope that they're finally out of options when it comes to proactive removal. And that they have like a bunch of... This is not the worst case scenario. I do have Mirex too. Would be pretty clutch in this matchup. Drawing a land's not good though. I feel like that's a misplay. I feel like Sorcery Speed Wandering Emperor is never the play there. Worst case, you take like 1 extra damage maybe. Oh no, because I can buff something else, I guess. I don't know. It's tough. Really tough, but... Oh! Oh, sick. Phoenix Chick relevant. It's like my first time actually activating it from the graveyard. Interesting. There's no way to have another counter spell, right? But I have to go, like, I have to do it. I have to min-max damage right now. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. It denies the draw, so in a way, it's still gaining some value there as a tempo play, but... Okay. Very good. So even on the draw, it's such a bad matchup for them that they managed to let it slip away, even though they had like pretty much perfect early game. Just at some point, control just stops having like enough answers for the proactive game plan of mono red, and they just kind of lose. I don't have that much against control though, but I guess since the deck is naturally good, it's not a huge deal. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. This matchup is already good, so maybe, you know, not having... I think Felden is still something I want to play 3 of, just because it's a 2-drop. And it hastes. Like, haste is more important than anything, and Furnace Punisher itself is not too relevant. I'm thinking Elder Dragon War just for reach is actually better than Furnace Punisher. So, and potential draw this card, like looting away. No Kumano on the draw, but the hand is solid otherwise. So, ooh, now it's really solid. Still not the best situation just being on the draw naturally, but I wonder if it's worth holding onto this in the hopes that I hit 5 mana. Probably. Okay, no counter magic, so it's good that I scouted that. So I don't have to worry about counter magic, and that's really good. Which means Squeak comes down, I get swept next turn. I do big Siobhan Devastator. And if they don't have a sweeper, well, they just lose, but I mean, they kind of have to have it there. Otherwise, they would not have kept, I think. Hmm. That's interesting. But I feel like I should still just 3/3 here. Because this does 1 damage no matter what situation it's in, it does delay the 2/2, but I don't think the 2/2 is the main part. And also, if they have Wandering Emperor, I get to ping it. It's another... I have multiple reasons of doing this. Also, mana efficiency. Yep.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed.
Kumano's so good.
You are not much of a roadblock.
So good.
I'm never done for good.
So double play with fire into Squee. Oh, nice. They're playing that. That's... I like to see that because that's really a card that's not relevant at all in this matchup. It's making me feel pretty good. It's also good that they can't use counter magic because they cast the restoration. That's a good land. I keep it. So they are holding up counterspell, which means that I should always do this then. Okay, it was not counterspell, so actually I'm confused now. But this is what it is. Negate? They just didn't cast it last turn? Yeah, sure. A little bit annoying, but... I was 100% sure that it was make disappear. Because otherwise, why would they hold a negate, right? But whatever. Alright, let's finish this game up. Damn, that's a good draw for them. And I really want to get this out. The board doesn't matter anymore, so I should just direct this phase, try to find it. That's really unfortunate, actually. The top deck rivalry is really brutal. Yeah, Morex is not too relevant here. I need more direct forms of removal. Can I? Okay, here's the thing. If they have Wandering Emperor, they win, but I don't think they have Wandering Emperor. And the reason I don't think they have Wandering Emperor is because they would have to they top deck this, right? So if that's their draw, then that means they didn't have Wandering Emperor last turn because they played this. So they pretty much can't have Wandering Emperor unless they chose to play Restoration over Wandering Emperor, which I don't think is correct. Ooh, that's actually mildly annoying. Because I just exiled everything, but I guess it's not a terrible situation even still. They going for damage preservation, or okay, they're not going for damage preservation, which I think is a mistake. Unless they have some more life gain. If they have more life gain, it's fine. But I would have just double trumped, I think. It's more. Well, actually, because this generates an extra point of damage next turn. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. They're in a bad spot either way. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you'll gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, written sideboard guides, metagame tier lists, so for standard best of 3, for example, ranking all the decks, some game theory guides, as well as deck building guides, and other services depending on the tier, of course. Thank you to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.